Hello everyone, my name is Lokesh Koelkar and in this video we are going to discuss about the BRICS organization and BRICS currency. We are going to discuss in this video the origin of BRICS currency and latest status and the updates regarding to the BRICS currency and what can be happen if BRICS currency is implemented to the global level and currency is accepted by all over the globe and what new financial institutions will be begin to develop by the BRICS organization. So let's get start this video. So first we discuss about the origin of the BRICS currency or BRICS group. So BRICS is a group of five major emerging powers of economy. First, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The idea was coined in 2001 by a Goldman Sachs economist, James O'Neill. Originally, in his idea, there was only four big countries. There was Brazil, Russia, India, and China. The South Africa joined later in 2010. BRICS was formed to create a multilateral world or world orders, reducing the Western centric systems dominated by the US and the EU. So, the primary goal of the BRICS currency to form is to promote economic coordination, global reform, global financial institutions like IMF, International Monetary Fund, and World Bank shift away from the dominance of the US dollar. Okay, the concept of BRICS currency. First, first formally discussed in the BRICS summit around 2015-2018. The concept gained urgency in 2022, especially after the Russia was US and Eastern sanctions over the Russia and Ukraine war. Dollar-based system like SWIFT were used to restrict access for the countries like Iran and Russia. De-dollarization movement. BRICS began to discuss alternative to the US dollar to reduce the vulnerability in the international trades. Main idea of BRICS is to create a common currency or a digital currency for international trade between BRICS nations or national currency but used for the international settlement and trade and vision of the BRICS currency. First potential names for this BRICS group and BRICS currency is called as Bitcoin, PRI coin, or the BR5. So the BRIC or big BRI coin, these represent R first letters of the all countries and R5 represent the currencies like real, ruble, rupee, and so on. We comes to the backup of the BRIC currency. So the BRIC currency is backed by the gold or rare earth minerals or by a basket of the members countries currency. So the digital BRICS has been approached to the digital first approach, aiming to digitally first using blockchain or centralized banking systems for settlements of the trade in international. Okay. Next, what are the advantages of the BRICS currency? So, the BRIC currency has advantages of reducing transaction cost in trade, free BRICS nations from the US-led financial sanctions, create a multipolar global global financial system. Next, the ex, BRICS expansion and strategic move. So the BRICS was planning to expand in 2023-2024. The BRICS invited a new members Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Iran, Ethiopia, and Argentina. Although Argentina to become a member from the although the Argentina was refused to be a member of the BRICS nation. BRICS currency part of the organization. Next, the strategic impact. This expansion gives BRICS a strong control over the global energy trade, especially oil, gas, and minerals. So the key point, the BRICS currency now had now has a real backing in terms of natural resources, oil, gold, and demanded global demanded. Okay, so next with the developments which were took place in the BRICS currency from between 2023 to 2025 are here. In August 2023, BRICS summit in the South Africa. Although there was no official currency was launched, they agreed they were agreed to increase the trade in local currency like rupee, ruble, yen, etc. The new development bank NDBI was began to issuing loans in local currency. In 2024, the multiple bilateral trade agreements settled in yuan, ruble, and rupee. Russia and China pushed faster development of a joint BRICS financial settlement system pilot program for a interbank digital settlement platform starting among the BRICS nations. So, in 2025, the latest update is that the BRICS currencies working group announced formation of a BRICS research panel on launching a digital BRICS currency by 2024-7. Rumors of a gold backing digital currency and circulating. NDBI, New Development Bank, exploring the integrated with the central bank digital currencies CBDCs from the BRICS nation. Saudi Arabia has started oil settlements dealing in yuan and dirham in dirham, indicating de-dollarization is happening in a stage. Next, we'll see the challenges. Challenges ahead. So, to run a BRICS currency, there are some challenges facing by the BRICS nations that are wise economic differences among the BRICS members, political and geographical rivalry, especially among the India and China tensions, currency volatility, and lack of financial trust. Next is the challenge is that dependency on US based technology and global transactions still exist. So these are the four major challenges were facing by the BRICS nations to go ahead and launch a currency. Without a unified central bank or physical authority, launching a common stable currency remains complex. Okay, the global impact of the BRICS currency that changing global finance. The BRICS currency projects, even in its earlier stage, changing global finance, reduce dollar share. The US dollar is still dominated, but its global share has been reduced in a recent years. Alternative financial alliance. May many developing nations are now looking at BRICS as a serious alternative for financial is the conclusion of this BRICS currency. So, not fully operational yet. BRICS currency is not fully operational yet, but It's powerful idea taking shape. This shi- this shift of multipolar financial world, it signals it signals a shift from the unipolar to a multipolar financial world. Next, the future's outlook. So, in the next few years, we may see a digital currency backed by a gold, real world trade, and a resource rich nation beside. Stay tuned. The rise of BRICS currency must be just a biggest economic change of our history. And if you found this video information, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Lokesh Koelkar for more latest update on the global finance, de-dollarization, and geopolitical economics.